Hi, I hope you're well. It's the 15th of December. I can't believe it's getting so close to the end of the year and to Christmas. But anyway, today it's, what's the time? It's around like 10 a.m. So this morning I slept in and I was planning to go to the gym, and then I just slept right through. I woke up and snoozed my alarm. So I do not recommend doing that, and I don't do it very often. So yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed at myself that I did that, but at the same time, that's not gonna help me. So yeah, I'm just definitely committed to going to the gym tomorrow and on Sunday and getting back into my routine, and yeah, beating myself up today about it, not gonna help. So anyway, that was this morning. So I woke up at like 8, and then I worked on Self-Coaching Scholars, which is the online course I'm doing to learn how to coach myself and to manage my mind, and it's so good. And I was really just there's a section in the course where Brooke Castillo, who takes the course, answers everyone's questions, and I was just reading through that, and I always learn so much from reading other people's questions and her answers. And I haven't actually left a question myself yet, so I really want to make sure that I'm looking for questions that I could ask instead of just not asking, because I feel like that's something I potentially do in my life. If I have a question, I'm like, I just won't ask it. So I really just want to get into the practice of asking, though there are a lot of things I do ask about. So I'm not sure but anyway, I'd like to do that more, and get all this, take full advantage of everything. So I did that, and then basically just got ready and got in the car, which is where we are now. I am driving to Garden City Shopping Centre to finish my Christmas shopping, and there are only a few more things that I'm wanting to pick up for my family. So that's what I'm doing, and then I have another work lunch, Christmas lunch. So we had one yesterday, and there's another one today, which is awesome, which is at a restaurant in South Bank. So that's basically my whole day today. Had yesterday and today off blogging stuff besides these videos, and I'm just really excited to get back into everything. I have a really bad muscle bite, that's why I'm itching. I'm just really excited to get back into everything on the weekend, and I always miss it when I'm not doing it, and I'm always thinking about it, constantly thinking about what I want to do and planning. But yeah, I'm just really excited to do that. So that's basically all the update that I feel like I have at the moment, in terms of my goal for 2018. So I feel like I've spoken about this a few times, but anyway, I will give you an update. So the way I'm setting a goal for the next year is really not the typical way to set a goal, as in the point of this goal is that it's not realistic, in my mind. So I will link below to the video where I actually talk about why I'm doing that, what I'm doing. It's from something I've learned in Self-Coaching Scholars, the course that I was just talking about. And so the point is to set a goal that feels really impossible. And originally that goal was to make $100,000 in my business in 2018. But that, as much as it feels impossible, it also feels like I can kind of see how to get there. But I decided to make it an actual real, my brain completely freaks out kind of goal, which is the point. And I feel like I'd set the goal lower. It felt extremely challenging, the $1,000 $100,000 goal, but it didn't feel like, oh my God, that's so impossible, I'm never going to do it. Whereas 500,000, my brain literally freaks out and wants to close down. And it's like, no. So that's my goal. And part of, like, I'm not really going to go into it again because I've already done a whole video on this, but the point of the goal isn't to then achieve the goal, though of course that's a bonus and it can happen, but it's really to take massive action towards that goal, to be comfortable with doing things that could fail, and to just begin thinking in a totally different way. And I know already that thinking about that goal and how I could achieve it, I'm thinking in such a different way, in a much better way than when I was thinking about how to achieve a realistic goal. And yeah, so it's just really interesting to see that kind of like you just have to think of yourself differently, and you have to think of what you're capable of and the possibilities differently, and it really forces you to like question, I don't know how to describe this, like yeah, I just don't know how to describe it really, but yeah, part of the point of it is to challenge the ideas you have about yourself and what you're capable of doing. And if you don't achieve the goal, it's not to be like, oh, I was right, I can't achieve that. Really, it's all about really putting in a lot of effort, not necessarily time, but like really going for it, and not chickening out of anything. Like if you fail, it's not because you didn't try, it's because you tried your hardest and it didn't work, and that's completely okay. And that doesn't mean you're not good enough or that anything's wrong with you. It just means you need to try something different. So I'm really excited about having this kind of goal because I've never set a goal in this way before. I'm also one of the reasons I'm really excited is because I'm writing down an affirmation that I'll achieve that goal no matter what. And so I just write that down 15 times a day, and that's like the repetition to start to create the new belief, because you have to believe it's possible to be able to do it, really. And I'm just excited about that because it just, as I've spoken about so many times, when I quit my full-time job to do blogging, like when I started writing that affirmation down, I never thought it was possible. Like it was actually an impossible goal for me to quit my full-time job for blogging, and then I did it within 6 weeks just from creating that belief. And then once I had the belief that it was possible, then I could see how to do it. Whereas when I was like, no, it's impossible, I'm not going to think about it because then I'll just feel really disheartened. But once I created the belief that I was going to leave, then I just found a way to do it really quickly. And so I'm just kind of excited because I have seen how powerful it is to create a belief, and that once you've created it as normal, in a sense, like as something that's within your reach, your brain's like, oh yeah, we'll just do that, and then you can just do it. I don't know how to describe it. And if you haven't had the experience yourself, like I've had so many of you guys now that have emailed me and said you've written down affirmations about certain things, and it's really important that you word it in a certain way. I'll link below a blog post where I talk about it, but it's really important that you use, like, I don't know how to describe it now. I'm trying to think of how I would describe it. It's like for my full-time job, I wrote down, I will celebrate my last day at my full-time job on 30 June 2017 or sooner. And I played around with that wording to get it, and I made sure I had said celebrate, so that it was like I'm leaving for a good reason, and that I will do it. It's not you don't write like I hope or I'll try. It's I will or I am. Has to be like really powerful language. So and either a deadline or like some kind of constraint on it. Anyway, I will link below where I have written about what to actually include if you're interested in trying it. But I'm just so happy so many of you guys have emailed me and said you've created new beliefs using it, and that it has really, really helped you. So yeah, I'm just excited to see, like, at this point when I write it down, it still feels pretty impossible. And like when I was writing down that I was going to leave my full-time job, it felt impossible, as in I felt like an idiot. And it's really hard to, like, I just know that I need to keep writing it down no matter what, because what I've found is other ones I've tried, if I haven't persisted, like, because your brain is not going to want to write down something that you don't believe will happen. Like, it's really challenging to write something down that you don't actually believe yet. And I found that when I have, like, gotten out of the habit of writing it down, it just hasn't ended up happening. The belief hasn't been created, and that's really just been because I haven't persisted through that bit where it's like your brain's like, I'm an idiot, why am I writing this? This is never going to happen. Then eventually you do it enough times, just enough repetition, and your brain's like, oh yeah, maybe this could happen. And it's like, okay, well, this is definitely happening now, let's get to work. So so just know that even if, and it's, especially if you have a deadline and you get closer and closer to the deadline and it just seems like it's never going to happen, a lot of the times what we will do is stop writing it down, the affirmation, because it's like, it just feels even more idiotic. But I think, like, it's just so important to keep creating that belief. So I'm really committed to doing that, and I've done it, written that down maybe every day for 2 weeks now. And the more I write it, I still feel like an idiot, because I still feel like it's not going to happen. But every time I'm like a little more like, oh yeah, actually that's just, you know, that amount of money, and that, like, it's just so interesting, so interesting. And I really want to test what I believe is possible for me next year, and not just like take me as I am now and project that out to a year, but actually allow myself to really grow and learn a lot. And I know that this time last year, I literally could not have imagined my life was where I am this time this year. And like, I was still working at my full-time job, this is before I had written down the affirmation. That was less than a year ago that I started doing that. Didn't believe I could ever, would ever be able to leave anytime soon. Really just, I just have changed so much and grown so much. So I would have died thinking I had a YouTube channel. So anyway, I think I'll leave it there because I feel like I've just been ranting on, but that's what I've been thinking about, and really just working to actually have a really exciting, challenging, scary, fun, not predictable year. So I hope you're well. I'll talk to you tomorrow.